All right, and we're live. Andy Frasco's World Sim Podcast. I'm Andy Frasco. How is everyone doing? How's your heads? How's your minds? Are you letting go of that bullshit? That bullshit that you held on to all week? Just let it go. Say, not today, devil. We're letting go of it. We held on to it all week last week. We had a great time, or maybe you had a shitty time this weekend. We're not going to bring that shit to next week. What's the point? Marinate in it and move on. I'm Andy Frasco. How's everyone doing today? This is going to be a short opening because I got my boy Mihali. He came over the house and I thought it was a beautiful conversation, and I want to give it its moment. I'm not going to really cut it. He talks a lot about Twiddle years, and he talks about his new outfit where he's doing a solo thing. And we also bring Al, the tour manager, his first time on camera. Shout out to Big Al. Al Pak Shakur. Had a crazy situation. He had a crazy fucking situation happen to him. And very scary. And he told, and he'll tell you about it later on. And we got Mike on the show too. But we get deep with Mihali. And if you don't know who Mihali's the lead singer of Twiddle. Great guy. I mean, I've been getting closer. We wrote. I was lucky enough to collaborate and write a song with him. A song called "Circus Life," and we toured a lot together. I mean, we're boys. This is my boy, and I finally get to actually have this conversation on the podcast where we're not just all fucking before sound check, and we just sit down and we really talk about. The hiatus that Twiddle is going through, and we talk about his past life. Also, we talk about the death of his dad and how the spirit of his dad is still around. It's a fantastic. I love this interview, and now that we're close, he trusts me that I'm not gonna be a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Mihali for trusting me. I love you, bud. But you're gonna love this one. Before we start, I got to do a couple pitches. So this week we are at Goose. Any of you rich people who want to do a last-minute trip to Cabo, come on, baby, get over there. We're doing Viva El Gonzo with Mihali, our boys Pigeons. We got Goose, we got the Dawes, we got Warren, a lot of bands. I think Dogs in the Pile, too. All the homies are playing it. So if you want to do a last-minute trip, Cabo, I've been spending a lot of time in Cabo lately, or like Todos Santos. I love it out there. It's a great vacation. So head over there. And then the following day, Richmond, Virginia, Dominion Rock Festival, live, free concert. So get your ass over there. But yes, go out there, nvolume.com, sign on to the only Frasco subscription, $5 a month. You get deeper dive into the Frasco world, and you get one free live stream, every month. So you're going to love it. All right, guys, enjoy Mihali, and I will talk to you soon. And we're live.
Hi, buddy.
How we doing, Mihali?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. My first question is, why did Twiddle break up? Let's just get down to the business, okay?
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding. What's up, buddy?
Good. I'm good. Happy to be here. It's nice to be in Denver.
Mihali is putting out a new record. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about your life. I want to talk about a lot of things because I don't know. We never get to. We do always do this behind the curtain.
Yes.
But you have such a fascinating life that I think people need to hear about it. So let's start from the beginning. Where are you from, and why do you love music?
Wow. I'm from Maplewood, New Jersey, but I was born in Manhattan. So, Northeast fella.
I'm grilling you today, baby.
No, we're good. We're good. Music always had a big role in my life, specifically for me, it seemed like times of need, I found myself latching to songs as a way to maybe escape feelings or to feel, especially when my dad died.
What happened there?
He passed away when I was 8.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was intense. And I don't think that definitely messed me up, I think, the most, maybe out of my siblings. I don't know. But it was always something that really impacted me and just sort of had this, driving force throughout my life, whatever the relationship was some connection I had with my dad seems to have always sort of stuck around. But through music, I was able to like sort of escape and feel, I don't know.
You remember
like
your
happy
dad
feelings.
by 8 years old?
No, not really. I have like, well, yeah, I have certain memories of him, but the hard part is I don't know what are like real memories or just like
or like
stuff.
stories.
Yeah, stuff I've like either heard or like maybe made up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
it is. Yeah, it's
We could control the past if we want to.
it's true. You know, I think about that with my kids all the time. I'm like, man, are they gonna remember this? You know what I mean? But
Right.
nowadays they will because cameras, phones. It's different.
It's
Everything is like every day is documented. You know,
It's not like our life. Well, thank God our life wasn't documented when we were
facts.
when we were being schmucks. You know?
Yeah, we get away with a lot more nowadays. It's not.
But yeah. So what's like? Are you the youngest or the oldest? Like what? How many?
I'm the middle.
You're the So do you feel like you never got enough attention?
I didn't feel that way. My mom was amazing. Still is amazing. So, you know, I never felt like I didn't get any attention or didn't get any love or anything. My older brother and me are very close.
Yeah.
So we were like really good. We were like homies, basically.
Why do they say the middle child doesn't get enough attention? Is it?
I see it a little bit. It's because the youngest is the baby, I think, and
Right.
so they automatically kind of get a lot of the attention, especially when they're young. And the oldest is the first, so there's always like maybe a different relationship with that child to the parents.
Yeah.
I think because like your first pregnancy, everything like that whole thing, it was a different experience the second and third time around for us.
Right. So, do you remember the first time someone like applaud you for being good at your instrument? How old were you?
I didn't really start playing till like 8th grade. My friends really, I think, because I played in like my bedroom a lot. I didn't play publicly very often.
Oh, so it was like kind of like a release. It wasn't like entertaining. You want to impress.
No.
It was like more.
I didn't play my first show till after high school.
Really?
Like in front of people. I played maybe 2 shows in high school, but they were like maybe like a local thing at a coffee shop, and I like sat and filled in for a guitar player in some shows, like in New York. It was a big deal. So my first New York show when I was in high school. But yeah, Twiddle was like my first band and my real first like show playing these songs I wrote in high school.
Okay, before we get into Twiddle years, what was the first song, high school, that you're like, damn, this is actually a good song. I think I could, what was it?
It's a song called Invisible Ink, Twiddle song. We still play it.
Really?
Played it. Yeah.
What's it about?
It's about fucking up and like wishing you could go back and change something you did that was wrong and replace it with something fun. Like it's like a real simple. It's funny because I listen to the lyrics and like they are really like relevant to life as an older person. And I'm thinking like, man, when I wrote that, I was 13 and I had no idea anything about life. And I don't even remember what I did to write the song. But I did something and I fucked up somewhere, right? And I was feeling bad about it or whatever. That's the thing. It could have been a number of things, honestly.
Isn't it crazy when what we think is fucking up at 13 is just like,
right.
It doesn't matter about what it was, just the feeling you got.
Yeah.
And that's where we learn about what's right or wrong because of the feeling.
Yeah, totally. It's the driving. That's the like, your gut.
Right.
You know?
So give me a couple lyrics. I want to hear it.
Don't you wish you were a pencil so you could erase the shit you done? Go back and make the changes and control how your life's run. Because people make mistakes and people do things they shouldn't have done. Go back and make the changes and replace them with some fun.
What the fuck? 13-year-old Mihali.
Let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
So my friends were like, that's a good song, man. And I was like, oh, okay, that's the song. So that's like how I wrote.
Okay, so tell me about, give me like, what is it? Do you think we're a vessel? You're 13 years old singing something very fucking deep, dude.
Yes, so I do. I really believe that. I always, when friends or people ask me about the songs I just say I'm the middleman.
I love that.
It's like I'm not sure where they come from, and they're certainly not straight from here.
We got to write a song called "The Middleman."
I think so. Yeah, it's a good concept because like really, I understood that there was some powerful, positive things coming out of me that I wasn't. They just sort of come when you're in that zone, when you're in like locked in those moments.
Right.
But the story gets a little crazier. Like for me, it sort of all comes back to my dad in a way.
Like he's fucking.
Yeah. So I've had all these strange epiphanies, and I don't know if it's real or what.
Start spilling them out, buddy.
What? So, he was a psychologist. He did past life regression hypnosis. He was like really into that, and sort of, he like wrote a book about it, and it was like a technical book though. I tried to read it once and was like, what is this? It didn't make any sense. But, he really believed that you could communicate with people after they're gone. And
so he already had this.
He was really into that. And, he had a special relationship with me. And this is based off what my mom has told me and what friends have told me. And, back then there was this big thing about indigo children and the star children being born. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that believe it. And I'm not really sure what I believe either way, but he very much believed that I was one of those. And he saw me as just this very like special baby.
Oh my God.
So like there's something about auras. He would read people's auras, and like something about like the aura staying blue, like a blue color, for like an indigo child or something.
Holy shit! So he saw that.
I guess. That's what
mom says?
That's what I was told by family members and stuff. And so anyway, there was like a special connection between me and him. That's really what I took from it. Not any of the other stuff. It's more just
so basically you're hearing stories from your uncles and your mom and how he approached you as when you're a baby, you had no consciousness left.
Yeah. Kind of just like very, he saw something there.
Is that why you're sad? 'Cause you never got to meet him or see him?
I think there was just this, I think that's why it affected me maybe the hardest or the most, because there was a special connection there.
Yeah.
But it goes, past that to, there were certain songs where the lyrics were very close to what he would write in his journal. And I never saw his journal. I never read any of that. I don't even have it. My cousin has it.
What lyrics?
It's, what song? It's Daydream Farmer.
Give me some lyrics.
Keep your earth in your soul and your soul to the ground. I put that in the song, but I guess that's something he said. Like there's certain phrasings, right? So I took that as, okay, like maybe there is, maybe he's found a way to communicate to me. And I could be wrong. I don't know. But like,
dude, it's just too close to the fucking note.
So when I started writing those songs with Twiddle, but I was really into different stuff, more telling stories like Jam Flow Man and Carter Candlestick, Frankenfoot, like those songs, those early Twiddle songs were the story songs. And I really like creative writing. I like to write stories. I like to tell stories like to my kids, fun stuff like that. And I think that's where I love like Lord of the Rings and Gamehenge from Fish. Like I was so into all that.
Like concept records?
Character driven stuff. You know what I mean? And
like what's that thing?
And it fits so nicely in the jam world. You can really do a lot with that.
What's that thing? Frankenfoot, the character?
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
I don't know. I'm not sure where the character came from. That was just, we had a reggae groove. And honestly, you know where it came from? I love the song Joshua Giraffe by Raffi.
Yeah. Oh, sick.
It's about like a giraffe that lives in a zoo. It's like a whole story. And so I was trying to write a similar vibe, like animal that was different. And then, of course, we put him in a cage, because he was different and he needed to be free to like see his family, and eventually gets free.
What do you like? So when you're writing stories about these imaginary people, do you put your life experiences in those imaginary people instead of like, so it's less pressure?
Yeah, those songs aren't at all autobiographical. For me, those are like more
Fun.
like Jam Flow Man. I was 14 or 15 when I wrote it. And at the time, from my perspective, I was trying to write about like the coolest rock star I could think of, a guy that like smokes a spliff and gets drunk on stage, but still crushes it. And he's just like, doesn't give a shit. He's the coolest, right? So that's where Jam Flow Man came from. So that was just like me think like, what would be? Yeah. And then like Carter Candlestick is about a pickpocket, but I was just basing that kind of off the Artful Dodger, the play.
Oh my God.
Oliver Twist. So like I played him in middle school.
Really?
Yeah. So like I really liked the play, but I really liked that character. And
were you singing?
As the pickpocket. Yeah. I did the whole thing.
You like musicals?
I do. Yeah.
Oh my God. Me too. That was my thing in middle school. I was in Grease, Annie.
Let's go.
Brigadoon.
Yeah, theater rocks.
Okay, so you start writing these songs. 13, 14, you're writing these really prolific songs. There's the dad is here.
Yeah,
has to be.
I never put that together till like I started writing more, maybe like, I don't want to call them meaningful songs, but songs that like cut a little deeper. And I think that
like which ones?
Like When It Rains It Pours and you like Lost in the Cold, like those songs I think were you know, they came from a very real place for me. So like those ones, those were when I decided to write about my experience, you know, and so I get there's sort of different ways to write the songs, I guess, but I've had a lot of thought about, you know, the middleman situation and some of the songs that come through that I'm not sure like where the lyrics or the concept or anything came from, because a lot of times I just start writing and humming and then these words show up and they're just kind of coming and coming and coming, and then I look down and I'm like, oh, there's a thing there now,
right?
And I thought maybe it's just like the universe trying to get a message through me out to some people, just to try to like, you know, make the world a little bit of a better place. And then, you know, I think back, was it my dad, like, you know, trying, and then I realized, because I go through life just like a regular human, you know, through shit and feeling crappy and all that stuff.
Right.
And, you know, people say to me all the time, like, well, just take your own advice, man. When you write about this shit all the time, like, just listen to your own lyrics. Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, but I didn't really, like, I wrote them, but like, you know.
It wasn't me. It was something I believe in that shit too.
Yeah. But then I had this like epiphany that like, oh shit, maybe the songs are for me.
Oh.
You know, like maybe I'm actually like, they're like to help me, like in my situation, but I'm thinking like they're coming from me, but they're coming for me.
Dude.
So like that was when I was like, oh, okay. Like I think I'm understanding it a little better now.
Dude, do you ever have these moments when you're super sad and you're just so depressed, and all of a sudden this like thing talks to you?
Yeah.
It's that same ether, I think.
Yeah, it's this like little helping hand pull you right out, you know?
What was the saddest moment you've had where that ether helped you out?
Huh. Well, I don't think it would be early enough for, you know, when my friend Matt died.
What? It was a really close friend?
Yeah.
How old were you?
Twiddle was a band. You know, I was maybe 21 or 22. Hattie's Jam, that's about him. Hattabega McGrath, that song's about him. And I wrote that when he was still alive. But yeah, that was, you know, I was doing a lot of drugs at that time in my life.
Yeah.
And, you know, when that happened, I definitely dove way down into that hole.
Oh, man.
And it was like intense. I was like, I could barely stand up like at the funeral. I was like leaned up.
No.
Yeah. It was like bad.
So what do you think got you to want to like, you know, kind of like comatose yourself?
I don't know. Just like numb it out. I think that's like the root of all that stuff, right?
Like, are you eternally sad?
No, I never have been like that.
Yeah, I've never seen you like a sad person.
No, I'm not. That's generally not at all how I am.
You're just having fun?
Well, no, life is difficult, but it's all about perspective.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How'd he die?
He was in Thailand, and I think it was a road accident. There's not like a lot, some kind of accident, car accident, something like that.
Fuck.
He was on like a moped or something like that.
Oh man! So when you found that out, how'd that? Were the other guys in the band real close to them, or just you?
Ryan knew him really well. Yeah, everybody knew him because he would come to shows and stuff. He was the best.
That's heavy, dude.
Yeah, it was really, really hard. That was, for me, so impactful. The song "My Friend" on the new album is about him.
Really?
And it was like, I wanted to make a song out of the Hattie's Jam thing, but I never was able to do it until this one day, and I like sitting there and I'm just playing the chords, you know, and then I just start crying like real intense. And I'm by myself, like in my house trying to write. I had the house to myself for a few days and I was really trying to bang out some songs. And, you know, just like the whole thing like overwhelmed me. But then like, bow, it all just came like right as I'm like, and I have the notes recording and I'm like, it's like weird for me to listen to, you know what I mean? Because it's like me dribbling, bubbly, like crying, but singing and like doing what I do with the songs. But it's like really like, I was like, geez, man, that was like,
well, maybe it's just a cleanse.
That's
like,
what it felt like. Because I felt so good after the song was done.
Yeah.
And I even was like, oh, he came down and was like, okay, here's the song, you know, gave me a little pat on the back.
Yeah, it's like sometimes we hold on to shit and we don't know how to get out of our body. And some things like a lot of songs too, like some days, all these songs like keep on keeping on, just like crying. And I don't know why. Like it was, you know, I'm a sad person, but not that sad. And the ether gave me something. But like going back to that part when he passed away, and you said that was a sad moment. Someone picked you up. What was that moment?
When I got picked up, it was I kind of came out of the fog, and I think after that was when I really just decided that it was time to sober up.
Oh, so that
like,
saved your life too.
Probably. And I never really directly correlated with it, but I think it was, you know, maybe the first time I was having those thoughts for real. You know what I mean?
At 21?
22.
So your band was popping?
We were just starting. I mean, I didn't sober up for a few years after that, but it was like, you know, I had this like, I gotta get this thing going. Like there was more of this like determination and drive to make it happen so that he could see that I made it happen.
Oh, so maybe him passing away put that proof in you that I want to still, because he was like your biggest fan or what?
Yeah, he was my biggest fan, my biggest critic. He was like one of the people who always told me how it was straight up, you know?
Oh, really? I mean?
So like, yeah.
Did he ever tell you some of your songs are trash? Like which ones?
No, it was never trash. It was my guitar playing.
Oh,
so it was never the songs. Yeah.
It was your guitar. Oh, so that's a true friend.
Oh, yeah.
Some of my best friends are like, man, that song fucking sucks, right? I'm like, okay, word, respect.
No, I mean, you ask for the honest opinion. Sometimes you get it. That's for sure.
So who's that figure in your life now?
What do you mean?
Like the person who will just set you straight, call you on your bullshit.
My wife.
Oh, sick. Yeah, shout out to that. I'm gonna clap to that. She is a queen.
Yeah. She isn't. No.
How'd you all meet?
We met and she came over to my house randomly, just like we were having a party and she was there. And I think I put my phone number in her phone.
Like sneakily?
Yeah. I was weird, man. I like was stayed up in my room a lot. I didn't come down too often. I'd like pop down and make a joke and run back upstairs or whatever. But yeah.
What, at the parties?
Yeah.
You'd have parties at your house and you'd be great Gatsby and these things?
No, my fucking roommates were having the parties. I was just upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Jamming, writing, whatever, smoking weed.
Yeah. You didn't, so like antisocial a little bit? Or were you still getting off a joke?
I'm pretty shy in general. I'm not like,
yeah, you are.
I don't really get out there. I don't love parties. I don't like big crowds. I'm not like, it's never been my thing.
I always see, it's so funny. I watch like a hawk, Mihali. Like I really do. Like I'm really fascinated with you. And as now we're like becoming like closer friends. And like now I'm like protective over you. Like I want to beat whoever, I will fuck them up. But I watch you when you're with your fans and how they're like, they're obsessed. And how you kind of like you shelter yourself
a little bit
from it. Why do you think that is?
I did it with Twiddle a lot. It just gets really intense, and I don't ever want to give anybody a non-genuine encounter, right? And so I find that when there's a lot of people that want to talk to you all at once, or a lot of people telling you it was a great job or a good show, it's hard to give every single person that genuine thank you and hug and thank you for coming after the 6th or 7th time you've done it, like right in a row. You know what I mean? I always feel like someone's getting the shorthand, you know, or
especially VIP.
Yeah,
when it's like the 30th person.
Yeah.
And you're just fucking, you know, your brain's frazzled. The band's starting to like text their wives. You know, it's like, put your fucking phones down.
Yeah. Go talk to people.
Go talk to people. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I want to get to. Hey, Al. Is Al here? Yeah. Get up here. Yep, get up here. We're gonna get deeper with.
Come here, Dad.
How long's Al been TMing?
A while. How long you been TMing?
Ladies and gentlemen, tour manager of Twiddle and Mihali, Al Shakur. Everybody, here we go. Welcome to the show, Al. Sit down. Sit your ass down.
Christ.
Al,
gentlemen,
have a seat.
Let me hear you. Let me hear you.
Talk. Say hi. What's going on, Frasco?
Are you nervous right now?
I don't know. I know.
I'm so mad at you for making me crowd surf.
Al.
That was legendary.
Yeah, that was legendary. Al crowd surfing. Also, we'll talk about that. He almost got shot and killed at a show.
This is true.
This is fucking crazy. But before we talk about that, give me your take on Mihali and give me your take on why you dedicated your life to craft his art.
Oh man.
Put that mic closer, Al.
Sorry. I guess it's kind of an easy answer is I get approached a lot by people that will tell you stories how his music has literally saved their lives, marriages, children's lives. However, and to me, that's what it's all about.
Right.
And the fact that the words and the music help that many people, I'm 100% behind it. I too love helping other people. So I'll do everything to help him, help all those people that tell us all these stories. And those stories are what keep us all going, to be honest with you.
Look how nervous he is right now. I love this.
It's funny,
the hot
right?
seat. I've never seen you nervous like that.
Yeah. You're killing me, Frasco.
I love it. So how'd y'all meet?
Camel up here. That's your problem.
You can.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
How did it happen? How'd you guys meet? What happened?
Actually, I was
Put that mic closer.
I was working with Midnight North, and Elliot actually hit up Mihali and said, "Hey, we have this guy. Can we put him on the list? He sells our merch and blah blah blah." And that's the first time I ever saw Twiddle, and that was at Brooklyn Bowl in 2016, maybe 17, and did a lot of shows with Midnight North and Twiddle, and started talking to the guys and just, you know, all friends and really good dudes. And then actually he and I crossed paths at the backstage in Philly, and he was wearing a t-shirt, and the t-shirt said Kicks and Sticks on it. And I said to him, really? I said, "How do you know Kicks and Sticks?" He said, "I used to work there." "How do you know Kicks and Sticks?" I said, "I played for that guy for years growing up."
Larry.
And
shout out to Larry.
Shout out to Larry.
Let's do a little clap for Larry.
Little clap for Larry. So to make a long story short, that real close connection. I had no idea he was from Jersey. I'm the proudest Jersey dude you'll ever meet.
You are the most Jersey dude I've ever fucking met in my life. There's no Jersey.
Yeah. And that was it, you know, meeting him, meeting Gub and the guys, you know, Danny and all them, and just I was behind it.
You ever want to quit?
No.
Never?
No.
Even through
I'm not no way, man.
You ever want to beat anyone's ass? You don't have to say who.
Oh yeah, there's a list. There's a list. We don't have time for that list.
Yeah.
Al always had good weed.
Al always had good weed.
I called him Mr. Foxtrot. He was always just like helping out at the merch table and always would just like slide me some good shit.
You ever take the heat with the cops for these boys?
A couple times. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. No, they're pretty well behaved.
I mean, we were in a band with Ryan, so
yeah. I wasn't gonna.
Of course, we'll get to that in a little bit. Don't worry.
Can I go back downstairs for that?
No, we'll get to that.
What's up?
Okay, You have to tell this story because this is the most craziest. Is that cool? Can we talk about this?
I mean, I'm okay with it.
It's not anything to do with the show. It was a fucking stranger, a random occurrence.
We'll keep certain places and things out of it.
We won't take the time.
okay.
We won't take the sit. Don't tell the city.
Okay. So am I telling the story?
Tell the story.
Tell a story.
I don't even know how to start, but make a long story short, talking to a couple fans outside of a venue, and some people were walking by, and a gentleman and a woman were definitely arguing, and let's just say it got violent.
What, he was beating her ass?
He pulled her to the ground, and then,
Jesus.
But anyway, I am who I am, and I went running over, and a fan went with me, and another fan was behind me. One fan called 911 immediately, and one of the fan that was next to me pushed the gentleman so he'd stop, beating on this woman. And the gentleman, as he was getting up, said, "I will, kill you, motherfuckers." Excuse my French, Frasco. And he pulled out a gun, and it was pointed. He pulled the trigger. Luckily, there was no clip in the gun. He didn't realize it fell out.
Oh my fucking God, dude! This is during our tour.
Yes.
This is when
it
you
was
guys
off
had
day.
the
Yeah.
off day, and you guys did your own show.
Yeah, but
Ah,
like anything in life, you got to find humor in it.
right.
And that morning, I was watching Lethal Weapon, Frasco, and Danny Glover's getting shot at in the desert, and that guy's zigzagging, and no bullets are hitting him.
Yeah. You're like
You look at the surveillance video, you see Al zigzagging down a street.
you're like Mel Gibson, but you like Jews. You're my.
I love him.
I know. Damn, dude. So how do you process that?
You went to the bar?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Fucking shaking.
I come running in, banging on the door of the place.
We were leaving. We were walking
Yeah.
out.
Oh, it was
He
after this.
He
show?
it was right
No.
before we were going to get food. He came in and shoved me, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I'm like, "Get back inside. You're not going anywhere." And immediately
That's so scary, dude.
immediately asked for a shot, and everyone looked at me like, "Al, you don't drink." I'm like, "Right now I do." And I put.
Oh
back
my
in.
God!
Yeah.
So did the police? Do you have a police report or?
Yeah, they got him.
Oh, they got
They
him.
got him?
Helicopters came out, the whole 9 yards. They found the weapon and all that. So
Was he all cracked out or what?
I don't know, man.
Who's beat? First of all, who tries to punch a woman, and then who does it publicly on the fucking street?
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
I know.
Fans all saw it, and it was wacky. It was wacky,
Which
but
is
we're-
so crazy.
I just had to pretend like it didn't happen. Honestly,
Yeah,
I did. I had to just in my brain
Did
remove
make a
that
scene? Like
from-
after that, everyone slowly find out about it at that show?
It got spread around pretty quick.
And you're like, hey, here's Jam Flow Man. That's fucked
But
up,
hey,
dude.
the next day I
Poor
got to
guy.
see you guys, so
Dude, I'd have a lot of questions in my head.
Okay.
Like, is someone protecting me? Like, we're just talking about this ether thing. Someone's got to be protecting you. How all of a sudden a clip comes out?
twice, bro.
Twice.
It fell out. He put it in, and he didn't rack it, and it didn't go off again. But that was just
You could just hear the trigger just go.
yeah.
You heard it?
Oh, I mean,
You were that close?
Yeah, he's like
I was right behind him. Yeah, literally right behind him.
Oh, dude.
And I saw him pull out the gun. I originally thought he was grabbing a knife, and I stepped back, and I'm like, "Gun!" Like,
Oh, you saw the gun.
oh God, yeah. I mean, I was.
What did
closer
the
than you
other
and I are.
fans do?
So the
dipped out.
the first guy got pointed at first, and the trigger was pulled at the fan, and luckily nothing happened. He started bolting, and this is after I yelled gun, and then we just all started running back.
Gee.
You could see in the surveillance, I dove in between two cars.
Oh, you really you Danny Glover.
I Danny Glovered it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You're going.
Yeah.
spit?
Surveillance video looked like a movie shoot.
Yeah.
The way he
Oh
was
my-
running, it was
What a
wild.
random
Yeah.
occurrence, dude! And you're just being a good
Shout out to
Samaritan.
the Birkenstocks.
Shout out
I
to
made
the
it down there
Yeah, that's
very
good.
quickly. Yeah.
But you're just being a good Samaritan.
Hands down.
I believe in that shit, man. I believe we get as much as we take. And that's why we're still alive. And, we've done some crazy shit in our lives.
Yep.
Me included. That the good outweighs the bad.
Hands down.
Come back around.
Yeah. So why did Twiddle break up, Al?
Hey, Frasco, I'm not sure my mic's working.
Give it up for Al, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for so much for being on the show. But Al, for real, before you leave,
Yes.
I'm so thankful that you protect my boy Mihali. I'm so thankful.
As am I.
You are.
Shout out to Al.
You are like a Bo. You and Bo. I mean,
That's my guy right there.
Dude.
Shout out to Bo, by the
but
way.
like, yeah, intuition. You care and you love us. Like we're like even when I joined the team,
Yeah.
you love me like I'm one of them.
Al's a lover.
Al, I just want to.
I believe I called you Fletch the first time I
You
met
sure did. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for taking care of my boy. But thanks for just caring about music because, you know, we don't do this without you and people don't give tour managers enough love. So
Let's
give it
go.
up for fucking Al Pop Shakur over here.
Love you, Frasco.
I love you. Thanks for being on the show.
Everybody.
That's fucking crazy. I love you, Al, dude. Thanks for talking about that. That's fucking crazy.
It's Dad's first podcast.
Dad's first podcast.
Fucking brilliant.
Oh, clap it one more time. Let's go. We got Dad on the podcast.
Let's go.
Dude, how'd you approach that? How do you go after that happens and then have to perform these like
I sat in the green room very quietly for about 20 minutes and just had this whole thing in my head that was like, I'm not dealing with this right now. And I literally just like took it and moved it out of my brain.
You have to go into tunnel
and went right into show mode. Just like nothing happened. Because that fan was right in front of me the whole night.
What'd he do?
He just looked white as a ghost, but happy to be there.
He needed your words.
Singing along. That's what I felt. Like I got to make sure I give a great show. Like that's, most important is to bring the love back to the area, right? So that was important to me. And he came to the next show too.
Yeah.
Came to our show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Good dude.
Oh man, I want to send him some stuff.
Yeah, sweet guy. And
did you have a talk with him?
I talked to him a
About
little
it?
bit, not too much. He was really shaken up, it seemed, so I just wanted to let him be. But we tried to hook him up as much as we could. Yeah.
And it's a completely random situation, which is insane, dude.
It is. And that shit will like really
That would have fucked me up.
yeah, I was definitely having a moment for a minute.
That would have not ever gone in the crowd again. I was worried, like me doing all the Jew stuff and the horror stuff, that I'm gonna get fucking killed one day.
Yeah. It's crazy out there these days.
Yeah, but it goes back to fear. We're not gonna let fear control us.
No, you do it in a very bring us all together way. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, and that people, I mean, you doing that show after your boy almost died because the people needed it. You're the same way.
It's just I think it's our jobs, right?
Yeah. So that's why, going into the next chapter of your life, Mihali, the solo act, the artist formerly known as Mihali.
Kind of like that.
We talk about heavy stuff, but I also want to talk about what's the difference between writing songs at 30 versus writing songs at 14 when it was just the vessel. Now it's like you have to play like, fuck, the kids are asleep. My wife's gone. I got to fucking have this vessel open up. Or do you feel like, how are you approaching songwriting now?
So I used to be very much like, don't force it. Just let it come when it comes. Just real ride in the vessel vibe. And so I would usually write maybe 1 or 2, 3 songs a year with Twiddle, and I would kind of be writing. I had always had songs that weren't Twiddle songs that I just sort of kept on the side. And when Twiddle, when we took the break, I had a full on panic, full on crisis. That I had no song. I wasn't prepared for this new chapter or whatever that I'm entering into. And I freaked out, and I think out of the fear and the fear of the unknown and not having enough material and being prepared and getting albums ready, and I just felt like I was already behind. You know what I mean?
Right.
I threw all the old rules out and just started cranking out songs.
Right.
I wrote 24 songs in 2 or 3 months, and that's this album that's coming out on Friday, and then it's the album that's going to be coming out shortly after that. And it was just like this of tunes, And it's crazy. I've never done that before. It's never been like that, but it totally opened the door for my thinking of like, you can write a song whenever the fuck you want.
Right.
It
And like,
you know what I mean? It's like,
well, also the cleansing of the past life you had.
I had a lot of feelings and there's definitely a lot of themes in this
Brother, I'm
fucking
listening
music.
to these songs, brother. I'm listening to this record, bro. I'm like, holy shit, my dude.
Yeah.
But like, you know, that brings me to the point. And I know we you know, it's like maybe you needed this.
Yeah.
This cleanse of being in a solo, just doing it solo for a second to get these, because it's hard when you're with someone, with bandmates for so long. It's hard to actually express how you want to feel.
Yeah, it is.
Or express how you want to talk to them.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's like being married to whoever, you know, and there's just so many years of everything compiled onto it that make it, you know.
Oh yeah, dude. Same thing with me and Sean. 15 years.
Yep.
We want to fucking kill each other every now and then. Then we got to realize, fuck, we're stuck with each other.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's no greater bond than you have with
your brothers,
with your bros. Yeah, there's nothing.
So what really happened? Why'd you want to take a hiatus?
Well, you know, there were a lot of factors, and I'm not sure exactly what one.
Yeah.
I don't think there was one that like really like, but for me, I just, you know, I was not enjoying the music as much, playing it. There just always was a place for me. I just really felt like I needed a break.
Right.
Like I
Fatigue.
really did. Like I really needed some time away from that and that whole world so that I could really appreciate it and love it again, like with my whole heart, because it had been so intense after COVID. It just kind of always felt like an uphill battle, and it was just really weighing on me. I just wasn't right mentally, and you know, Stenik was the first one to notice it and just be like, you don't seem happy. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, I think we all felt it to some degree.
Right.
It's tough, man. It's 20 years.
I know.
It was 19 years we did that, and through all kinds of ups and downs. And so a break wasn't needed. It was, I don't think it would have sustained if we hadn't decided to take a break. I think it would have crashed and burned.
Right.
For me too. You know what I mean? And I never, ever would want that. So,
no.
So,
you know what's the problem with our types of bands? Is we don't, now that we are like kind of like getting outside of the jam scene, you're seeing album cycles.
Yeah.
That was never our bands.
No.
We've had the way we made money was to play every single day, all year. Yeah. It's not like, oh, we'll go on tour for 3 months. The record will help pay for us when we're off the road. We never had that. So, of course, you're feeling fatigued. You're with the motherfuckers for 20 years every day, dude.
Yeah,
you know?
No. I mean, you know, and I don't know when we'll make our triumphant return, but it'll happen. It's just like there's no rushing it. There's no forcing it. And for us, it's just got to be right. And everybody's got to be like really into it and want to do it again and healthy and happy. Like that's the most important thing, you know?
And it's like, it's okay to do other things.
It is. And you know, it's okay to write other kinds of music and to express yourself in the most genuine form that you have in those moments.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to be performing and writing the songs that are really meaning the most to me in this moment, you know?
In this moment. You nailed it in the head. In this moment. Right. That's why it took you guys taking a little break before the and then all of a sudden, dude, some of these songs, remember like when you hit me up about Circus Life?
I sent you first, right? When I was
you
done
sent
with
me
it.
right. I was like, dude, this is our life, dude.
Yeah. And that's why I was
think,
like,
what
you
was
must
it?
jump on it now.
Yeah. What was it like? You were like kind of talking about this circus life or something on a conversation we had. I'm like, yeah, you should write that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it very much feels like a traveling circus. And if you look at the history of circuses and the way they toured around and put the show on every day, I mean, it is us in an interesting way, you know?
Yeah. And like, okay, so What's the most meaningful song on this new record?
Ooh. I really like Going Home.
Why?
I don't know. There's something so nostalgic for me about that song. When I play it, I feel those feelings. Like I really feel like my childhood again.
Yeah.
And like New York City specifically, just like almost like I can even smell it. Like when I'm playing that song. For some reason, that song just really, there's like a passion coming out of me when I was writing it. You know what I mean? And it
Was that the first song you wrote for the record, you think?
Yeah, that's the first song. So I did the record with Spencer Thompson. That's the first one I sent him and was like, hey, do you think you could do something with this? And he's like, oh, fuck yeah, I love this. And sent me back like the fully mocked. And I was like, we're doing a record. So
you haven't made a record with him before?
No. That was the first song. I just sent it to him just to like, it was like, see if I try a guy out, see if you want to work with him, see if the styles match. And
dude, you guys fucking float. Dude, that whole record.
So
damn.
It was like a perfect fit, and I knew it right away when he sent it back. And honestly, it was amazing working with him. He seemed to capture what I was hoping in my head to come out of the full produced product.
Where does he live?
Nashville.
Oh, cool.
He's plays guitar at the Moon Taxi.
Oh,
and like we've done shows of those, so
Wes is a baller too, dude.
Wes is the man for sure. Yeah,
I wrote a song called "Tears in My Cocaine" with Sundays Turn to Monday, and there's tears in my cocaine. I wrote it with Gel Buda.
Hell yeah!
But we had Wes be the piano.
Yeah,
and that was Wes is all those dudes are kind of
they're in that.
They're in that. That's why we need to go out there and write some tunes with all those guys.
No, Spencer was just so fast, so efficient. So versatile and like style and what the songs could be.
He did every song production wise.
I had Nate from Aurora Wave doing Sunshine and Up, two of like the harder reggae songs.
Yeah.
And then Denim produced the Little Stranger tune.
Oh really?
Yeah. So
that's a cool collab.
That was great. Denim's the man, and I absolutely love his production style.
Yeah.
So I was really stoked.
Oh, he's got a crazy fucking life. You and him kind of have this similar.
I was just with him in LA. We wrote a tune together. It was awesome.
You and him kind of have the similar wavelength in how you process lyrics.
Honestly, he's brilliant. I haven't worked with someone in the studio quite like him, who just is just ideas just come from him. It's amazing.
Right.
It's really cool.
Have you had John from Little Stranger produce a track yet?
No, but I should.
Dude,
Shout
he's
out.
the fucking best.
I need to get.
Truly is one of the goats.
Yeah, I believe it. All their music is just fucking amazing.
I can't. The hardest part of working with John is he doesn't start working until like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, he's a night owl.
Dude,
Vampire.
that's where all his crazy ideas, brilliant.
Hey man, some people are like that. That you got to work when you know you're going to be.
What do you like
in that zone? I do. Well, I don't know. This album is called Before the Dream because when I was in that zone of just cranking out tunes, I was conceptualizing them right before I fell asleep every night, because there's this fucking this golden time period where you're like basically asleep, so your subconscious is like just starting to come in and like work on stuff. But I found that if I just really focused on songs and like ideas and even like little lyrics or whatever, that's where the concepts for the songs were coming from. And then I'd wake up and
write it down,
like write down what I was thinking about and write the song the next day. It was like this weird like subconscious formula that was happening in my brain about like, even like chords. I was just like, I don't know. So that's why it's called Before the Dream, because all those tunes sort of were whipped up, at least sort of conceptually, right before I fell asleep.
Dude, what fucking... It's like, you're kind of like edging. You're like, I'm not gonna come. Like, I'm not gonna come. I'm gonna let the brain fucking do the thing, and I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna write it down. I'll be like, my psychopath will just want to come. Just Put me to bed.
What I would do though is it was less like writing it down. It was more like I would just remember what I was thinking about and sort of obsess on it all day till it was time to grab the guitar and just go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Fucking crazy. Okay. Couple more. I want to talk about the record now.
Yeah.
And I want to get Mike in here. Okay. What was the hardest, the collabs? I love the idea of the collabs of getting your name out of jam world into different worlds.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part of always thinking about collabs on the record?
Well, there's two ways to go about collabs, I think. One is you're writing the song with someone in mind intentionally. And that usually goes better for you because you kind of are handing someone something that you think they're going to be into. You know what I mean? That is kind of catered a little bit to their taste, so they're more likely to want to hop on it.
So are you thinking of that artist before you're writing it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes with Kraz, when I did Breathe and Let Go,
That one's cool too.
like Kraz would always be like, we should get like Heart Song's a good example. We should get Cope on this tune. And I was like, oh man, that'd be amazing. And I think his production style from that point on sort of leaned into that sound. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas on this record, I didn't really write. I had you in mind, and that's why that one was a little more like strummy and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, folky.
But the other ones, I just left blank spaces, and then would sit there and try and think like who would be good on this, and that was harder for me to like, and even to ask some people. Because I'd ask some people full kind of knowing it wasn't really their vibe and they're probably going to say no, but I just like love their style.
Yeah.
And that did happen a few times. A couple people passed on a few songs and then that's awesome. That's not a big deal. But like there were some tunes that I wanted to feature on and I just couldn't find the right person. So I pulled it through a guitar solo. And so
Because like it's like in your brain, like, who am I catering the song to, myself or the artist?
Right.
At the end of the day, it should always be.
Some of the best ones are when you're finished with the song and then the light bulb goes off on the guy that's going to be perfect for it. And those are almost always you send it to them and they're like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm on it. You know what I mean?
Totally. So this new world into reggae, how do you feel about it?
I love it. I think the fans are amazing. The scene is incredible. It's growing every year. I've seen it grow so much. And, I love the bands. I mean, I've just made so many friends in the scene and just like the jam scene, like any scene, you come homies with all people you're touring with.
Right.
It's very family oriented and
I love it too.
It's a lot of weed.
Yeah, you love that.
I do. Can I?
Yeah, blaze it up. Get that blunt. Yeah, I love that. It's a lot of weed. You know what I realized too? The fan base is really nice. And they're not as like college football leave, like they pick one fucking band.
That's something I love about it. They support all the bands. I see people at all the shows. It's not, I mean, I'm sure they have their favorite bands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't get as much of the my band's better than your band mentality.
Yeah, or just like making it feel like college sports. All the fan base like, you pick one. Yeah. You pick one. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, a lot of different fan base. I won't tell you who, but you know who you are.
Oh, I know.
How do you take the shit talking?
It affected me a lot with Twiddle. I think I made I internalized that stuff too much.
Me too, dude.
And I just shut off from it now. And that's part of why I'm removed a little bit from the fan world a little bit, because I don't understand people being mean for the sake of being mean. It just doesn't I don't really understand that.
Yeah, you're out here fucking talking shit from your mom's basement. You beating off into a sock, and you're trying to talk about my boy Mihali or talk about me or my fucking boys and pigeons. Go suck a dick. Thank you. That's all. You don't have to say it. I'll say it.
It's fine. It's fine. I love passion in general, so I can't hate on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, respect.
It's just going out of your way to be mean. Why go to a show with the intention to not like it or something
Right.
like that. I'm just go to a show you're gonna like.
Yeah. That's why I had to get out of those chat rooms. Those my drug bands are better than your drug band things.
Oh, that was the first thing I had to leave. You know, people's opinions of you and your band become so like you start to feel like people like think they own you or something. It's a very weird
Right.
feeling.
I hate that.
Yeah.
What about like when you have to change the set list all the time?
So
Sometimes you want to play songs like you know.
the only thing I had a problem with that, I really, you know, I enjoyed the challenge of trying to come up with a new show every night. It definitely became burdenous sometimes when I wasn't feeling as creative or feeling a little stuck in what we were able to provide in that way. But the thing that bothered me the most about it was when someone would like come up to me and say like, "Hey man, I drove 9 hours to see this show and you know, I brought my daughter and our favorite song is whatever, Lost in the Cold." And I'd have to be like, bro, we played it last night.
I know. That's
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It should be okay to play a couple songs night to night. I don't think that should matter.
You see that Sturgill video from Mission Ballroom? He's like,
Nah.
"Listen, all you jam band nerds, you guys stop being spoiled bitches. We'll play some old songs that we didn't play last night, but I'm also going to play songs that we played last night because I just like fucking playing them."
Respect. I love Sturgill.
Sturgill, dude, that was my first time seeing him.
He's one of my favorites, and we were into him with Twiddle, like kind of before he was even a bigger name. Yeah, he's brilliant. He's a credible songwriter.
Mike, get in here. We're almost done.
Momo.
How'd you meet Mike?
Through Adrian, but actually not through Adrian. Mike actually played with Twiddle a long time ago.
We got Mihali sax player Mike here. How we do?
So yeah, no, we've been playing together for a while. Like 2017, I was doing some horns with Twiddle and stuff like that.
He played a show. I don't know if it was
I think it was New Haven
solo band, but he gave me his phone number like after we met.
Yeah.
I met you through Wild Adriatic.
Yeah.
And I already had his phone number in my phone as Mike the tenor guy. So I was like, we must have played together at some point. He's like, yeah, we played with Twiddle.
Isn't it crazy? Like I have Richie and you have Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's awesome.
Gotta love
dude.
Richie. Shout out Rich Derbyshire.
Richie,
Love you, boy.
I love Richie.
So when you got the call, because basically you're the wingman right now in the band.
Yeah, I love it.
Through the band stuff, but even the solo, like when you're doing the whole one-man band, you still bring Mike.
Yeah.
So what have you learned about each other musically?
We read each other really well. We react to how we play together in a really in sync way. And
Do you smoke as much weed as this motherfucker?
Not quite as much.
All right.
He smokes though.
Oh,
yeah, he smokes.
Don't let him fool you.
Don't let him fool you.
Clean cut look.
What are the challenges of duo shows?
This just making the sound big.
Mhm.
We get along very well because he's very go with the flow, which is very much my style as far as shows go.
Right.
Not a ton of rehearsing, a lot of just like seeing what we can do on stage, but it's just two of us up there trying to make as much sound as we can,
Right.
Yeah.
with what we've got. So
Right.
that's always just the challenge.
And it's fun too, you know, going in with, you know, the different gear setups that we have and being able to kind of fine tune each song to make it sound as big and as much of an experience for the audience. It's a fun challenge.
This tour's been good. I feel like we've dialed into some different stuff.
Yeah, I feel like every time we get to play together, we kind of figure out something new that was like, oh, that shit's cool. Keep doing that.
Like the differences I've been seeing, because I've seen now we've done a couple rounds with you doing it. Now you're getting comfortable on the fucking drums, dude.
Yeah.
Building the drums, like how, like
Yeah, well, it's like so much muscle memory at this point. I want to get better at it, though. I will say that's sort of like my next goal is to add a little more flavor in that department.
No, I mean the dynamic.
I'm watching Johnny.
Yeah,
and like the way some of the other loopers are doing it. And,
Johnny's fucking king at that shit,
dude. Watching him, that fucking slick little right foot stroke he's got. I've never seen anything like that,
dude. And then like
just so
building
elegant.
the track before he starts the track.
The way he does it is completely different than the way I do it, but I like the way he does it better. Like I was watching him a lot, trying to figure out, how I could maybe take some of his steez and throw it into my shit.
Yeah, he's the king of that shit. It's got to be pressure. You ever fuck up the loop? Like, what?
I've done a few things. So there's a time where I won't hit the beatbox loop perfectly, and it quantizes and it does this like
Yeah, almost overcorrects it.
It's so weird, and that happens a lot. And then also I have a clear.
So what do you do? You have to clear it?
Yeah, and then I get in my head. But I've learned to not try and do it again and just move on and then come back to it because I'll fuck it up again.
Oh, because then you're in your
if you
head.
fuck it up twice in a row, then you just got to move on.
Yeah, so like, and there's a clear all button, which has been a bane to me because I forget sometimes that it's the clear all. I'll be like in the middle of a song and kill the whole loop. And then you're really fucked. Then you have to like laugh and start a new song, and that's all you can do.
Oh, that's even.
Oh, it's
That's
rough.
like when someone turns off the DJ.
Womp, womp, womp. It's really bad. The whole thing goes, and Mike's like in the middle of like, it's.
You're like, so how's your day?
Yeah. Actually, my guitar went down last night, and I couldn't figure it out. And we had about 4 or 5 minutes of pretty awkward.
Really?
What the heck? It was like right at the end of the set. It was rough.
All right, we got
was
one
Mike
more.
just doing?
No, he
jazz?
should have done some like some.
It's limited, you know. There's some Kenny G stuff.
So the new chapter of Mihali, it's been I love it. I personally think it's great. I think you're writing great songs, and I could see the smile on your face again. And you got a good man on
Thank
you.
you,
You
man.
still got Al rocking.
Oh yeah, and I have the band. That's the homies are still around.
How many kids you have now?
I have 3 kids.
3 kids.
Yeah,
How old
yeah.
are they?
They are 9, 6, and 3.
I heard a little rumor.
What's that?
You getting married or married? You married?
Not
just
yet,
had
but I
a
got a
baby.
You just that's what it was.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Damn.
Penelope Rose, we call her Poppy. 5 months old.
Any advice for young Padawan about kids, Mihali?
Oh man, I'll take it.
You'll never have all the answers. Just do your best. Lead with your heart and as much love as you can muster, and they'll be fine. I mean, I think that our human nature, if you're a good person, like the instinct comes out, and you know what to do. You know what I mean? And it doesn't ever feel like a burden because it's like you want to do all of it,
Right.
100%.
with passion. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's meaning of life, all those questions. There is just nothing that compares to that, really. So
Yeah, man.
Nothing compares to you. That's exciting.
Yeah, man.
but he is great.
Oh, thank you, brother.
So, what about late night calls? What about morning calls? Do not miss a phone call, right?
Yeah, I mean, you'd never want to miss a phone call,
Nah.
especially in the middle of the night or something like that. But yeah, communication is important.
Well, thank you for communicating with me today.
I love you, Andy.
I love you too. I hope it wasn't too much of a grill session, was it?
No, we didn't even get to why Twiddle broke up. No.
All right. What's my last question?
And
It's for the record, we didn't break up. Everybody, we're on a break, and breaks take time. That's all it is. Okay, so everybody's so passionate. Just give it time.
Michael Jordan also played baseball, people. That's all I got to say. Let Mihali do his fucking thing for a second, okay? Chill out. But we've been getting closer and closer as our friendship is. We're just trusting each other more and know that I have your back. I know that you have my back.
100%.
And we're watch boys. We always everything. We're bonding through timepieces.
We love timepieces.
We do love timepieces. We won't talk about it because we don't want to get robbed. But
Yep.
yeah. My last question is, through all the years of growing, and what does this solo project? What do you want this solo project for people to remember it by?
So you know how like musicians have the ones all we love, they go through their phases, their chapters. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think sometimes that's hard for fan bases that liked the first chapter, like the original music.
Right.
And I was definitely like that as a fan, you know what I mean? But as I became an artist, and this is all we have, this is our number one outlet for everything to us. It's like it's our entire being, right? Our whole identity. So you put the music out that this is me right now. Like this is like who I am
Timepiece.
as an artist. This is
your watch.
yeah, you know, and this is how I'm feeling, and this is the music I want to be making. This is the music that makes me happy. I love hearing everyone singing along to these songs already that aren't even, you know, the album's not even out yet. And that means more to me than anything, you know,
Right.
having people love the tunes. And so really, you know, I don't know. This is what I have, and this is what I'm the most passionate about. So I hope they like it.
They will. Grab Mihali's new record. Also, just go to the live show. It's a really good live show.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you,
The
man.
duo show is really good.
It's
Thanks.
and I think it's getting better every night. And I think
Oh, yeah.
we got some tricks up our sleeves that we'll be able to pull out.
Yeah, and like you're not you know, you're not playing Twiddle songs.
No, I play.
yeah.
I
You
play
play
my favorite
some.
ones. Yep.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so it's like he's not just saying, "Yo, fuck this. This is my past." He's actually you're doing it all, and that's what I respect too.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate
Good luck
it.
out there.
Love you, buddy.
Go to Omaha and
Eat some steaks. Do they do steaks no more, or is that just a company?
actually that's a good question.
I mean,
Yeah, they do. Of course they do.
They're known
steaks.
for steaks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna get a steak tonight.
Go get going downtown. Were you playing High Dive or not?
Yeah.
What's that place called?
The slow down.
Slow Down. That's a cool
Yes.
room though.
Yeah, no, it's a great room
So is that by yourself or?
with Hip Abduction.
Yep,
And
we'll
shout
work
out
with
to
them.
those guys.
Oh my God.
Been a great tour, and they're such a great band.
Yeah.
So good.
At first, I was pissed because you were supposed to play Mission
know.
Ballroom, but as a business decision, I thought it was great that you
Was
picked
I
them.
supposed to do Mission?
Yeah, you picked them over me.
Fuck you. Ouch.
Yeah, you did. You sure fucking did.
Hey,
Ben
man.
Baruch, John Bongiorno.
John Bongiorno.
Motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. All right, buddy. I love you.
Love
Stay
you,
happy.
man.
Stay inspired. Keep fucking shit up.
Let's go.
Let's
Love you, Frasco.
Love you, buddy.